Okay, so today I'm showing you how to make these 3 different pouches. They're just really simple, easy pouches to create. So the first pouch is the easiest pouch. It's just a rectangle shape. So you just need to draw out the rectangle shape. So one side is going to be the length of your zip, mine's 20 centimeters, and then my next side is 10 centimeters, but that can be whatever length you want. One of these sides will be left on the fold, and then all the other sides get a 1 centimeter seam allowance. So now we'll cut it out of the fabric, so just placing it with the fabric right sides together and fold it along one edge and cut it out along this fold. So now we're going to attach the zip. So with the right side facing the right side of the fabric, we're just going to stitch it along the 2 longer edges. I'm using an overlocker, but you can use just a regular stitch. Now I'm going to do the short sides, so same type of thing, just right straight down the side, making sure the zip is folded inwards just for a neater finish. Now pouch number 2, the first bit of this I made a slight error when drawing, so please ignore the first part of this rectangle. I do fix it up later on. But the first rectangle is going to be the length of your zip by half the width that you want the pencil case. Then the next rectangle you place will be the length of the zip minus the height of the width of the pencil case, if that makes sense. And then the next rectangle will be 20 centimeters long, so the length of the zipper by the width of the pencil case, and then you'll put one of the shorter lengths on, and then what the first length should have been, which is 20 centimeters, which is the length of my zipper, by half of the width of the side, which I wanted my width of the side to be 5 centimeters. So the smaller kind of thin rectangles are 2.5 by 20. And that's just to create the box shape on the side. So now I'm just taking off 0.5 from each of those kind of long thin rectangles because I do have an exposed zipper, and now I'm adding 1 centimeter seams all around. So now I'm going to cut it out of a single piece of fabric, so it's just a one piece, super easy, no need to fold the fabric anywhere or anything. And as you might have worked out, this is just kind of like a simple prism flat. Like if you think of when you're making a cube or anything, you can draw it out in flat squares and then fold it up to make the actual cube. So it's the same kind of idea when you're making the pattern for this pencil case. You're just kind of creating the flat for what that 3D shape should be. Okay, so now I'm just going to do a basting stitch around the edge and cut into the corners. So it's hard to see here, but this is just to prevent any kind of fraying or anything when we're sewing, because we're going to need to turn these corners into each other. And then we're going to apply the zipper similar to how we did it in the other pouch, so with the right side of the zip facing the right side of the fabric and just along the long edge there. Now we're going to pull it flat and attach these top and bottom edges. So this is kind of just beginning to create the pouch shape. Now we're just going to pull it tight again, so pulling kind of that stitch we just did flat, it will match up the last few seams we have, and this is where the snipping into the corners is really important. Now for the next pouch, we just need to trace out the shape of the coin purse clasp. I got mine from Spotlight. You can probably get them at most kind of craft or fabric stores. And then I'm just going to add 1 centimeter around that whole shape. This is just to kind of make it fit into it a bit better. If you make it too small, it's not going to want to fit, and it's going to kind of be stretched oddly, and because we have to glue it in, sometimes stretching when you're gluing it just isn't going to work. And I also find the middle of it so that I can just draw out half of the shape that I want, and then for the rest of it just mirror it over. This way I just get a mirrored even piece. So I'm just kind of tracing out a general shape that I want for it, making sure my phone fits in it and stuff. It's really just kind of one of those things where you make the shape yourself. And then I'm adding 1 centimeter seam all around, remembering to mark in where the clasp starts and ends, because this will be important when we're sewing it. So as you can see, I've just folded it over so that I get a mirrored piece so it's nice and even. And now we're cutting it out of 4 layers of fabric. So you don't have to cut it out of all 4 at once if you don't want to. I'm just a little bit lazy, I suppose, and prefer to do it that way. And depending on how thick your fabric is, you might not be able to. But this is because we need 4 pieces. And I'll show you why in a minute. It's because this one is fully lined, and that's just because of the coin purse clasp. It just needs a nicer finish, I think, to be glued into it. So we've got all 4 there. Now what we're going to do is match up 2 pairs and then stitch all the way up to those notches we made before, and we'll trim the edges of that and turn one of them so they're right side round and put them with the wrong sides together. Now the next bit's a bit tricky, but what we're going to do is pin the edges of these pieces which aren't sewn together. So we're just doing these top little curves. You'll likely only be able to sew a few centimeters, and you need to be able to keep kind of at least like a 5 centimeter gap. This is just so you can sew through that little gap at the top. It's a really fiddly thing to sew, and if you're not confident, hand sew it. But it's just so, as you can see, it fits in really nicely into that bit, and all we do is glue it and it's done. So these are really easy, simple little pouches. I hope you liked this video. It was just kind of a quick video to show you how I have created these pouches. I think they're a little bit of fun to make. Also, as you can see, I added little patches onto mine, which I think is a little fun way to customize them. And I'm actually giving them out to each of my friends as a fun little, I don't know, treat, I suppose. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe and all of that. So yeah, bye!